welcome to Reaction Channel, New Marvel Studios, Phase 5 and 6, Slate 24 and 2025, Multiverse. See what everything always has to say about this, and check this out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Rimmon, aka All Fires. Now, this past summer at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios definitely over-delivered at their live presentation. There wasn't a single YouTuber, myself included, or industry insider who had them pegged to announce 2 new Avengers films, fill in the titles, and also name the Multiverse saga. But just a month or so later, while I was at D23, the first rumor leaked out about a major change coming up in 2023 with Echo. And since then, the reports have just been more of the same, painting a picture that we should expect major delays and changes in the years ahead for what they've already announced. And that's where we find ourselves today. Industry insider Charles Murphy over at his editorial, The Murphy's Multiverse, with a hypothetical 2024-2025 release schedule. And while we do these from time to time at the channel as well, it's really nice to get his industry insider perspective on how he thinks these titles may be shifted around, and some major reveals there within from his sources about films Marvel has yet to announce, but they want to work in before the Avengers films at the end of the Multiverse saga. We're going to read through it in full, of course, annotate it where we can with other industry insider reports and break it down. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which we're doing at 1 million subscribers. And by the time this video posts tonight, we are less than 200 subscribes away. So if you're watching this video right now and you haven't subscribed yet, you could be the one that could help me hit my lifelong goal of hitting 1 million, plus ding the next PlayStation giveaway. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there, and I'll announce a brand new winner for the daily December comic book giveaway. Okay, so again, this comes from Murphy's Multiverse, an editorial that has an excellent track record. I'll leave a link down to the source article in the description. Keep in mind, he's making this hypothetically based on all the information we've had over the last year, things that have been announced in industry trades, his own sources. It's all subject to change, but there still are some major reveals in here. It picks up in the beginning of 2024 with the first delay we heard of in Echo being slotted somewhere between January and February, moved from summer of 2023. It then sees the release of the Wonder Man series on Disney Plus that has been corroborated by multiple industry insider trades at this point, which we know is under the pre-production of Destin Daniel Cretton. He might even direct an episode or 2. They have that between March and May of 2024, followed by Captain America New World Order, which is confirmed by Marvel to come out on May 3rd. He then puts Daredevil in summer of that year, June 12th through October 9th. Remember, that's 18 episodes and will span several months. And while that's on Disney Plus, in the middle of it, Thunderbolts will come out in July, on July 26th. He also has Blade coming out in September of that year, as it was moved from this year, 2023, to a nondescript date in 2024. But because Marvel has always announced their dates, they even have dates on the Marvel slate going past Secret Wars into 2027 at this rate, which we'll talk about in separate videos. He has Blade on September 6th. He then has Agatha Coven of Chaos slated to come out October 3rd through December 25th. And remember, this is of 2024. So that would be a major delay because according to what we heard this summer, Agatha would be out by the end of the year. This is indicating it will also be moved, like Echo was, about a year from its original slot date. You also have Deadpool coming out in November of that year, Deadpool 3, and that would wrap up 2024. Now we're moving on to the 2025 hypothetical slate. He does in the same way. January 8th, as a precursor to February's release of the Fantastic Four, he has the Silver Surfer project. There have been so many rumors we've covered at length. I'll make sure to link my video most recently on the Silver Surfer at the end of this with the most recent industry insider reports. It's super exciting because it says Silver Surfer is going to have a cameo in the Fantastic Four. So if Charles Murphy is right about this showing up in January, it would be a special presentation on Disney Plus right before they release the Fantastic Four on February 14th. He then goes on to indicate Nova would be out on March 12th of that year, so after Fantastic Four. And while there has been a ton of rumors about this being a special presentation, recently My Time to Shine Hello, the infamous Twitter scoopster, has indicated it'd actually be a full-length film. But keep in mind, as I just mentioned, Marvel Studios has a lot of those dates locked in stone even before they have the titles attached, so there may be an opening somewhere for a Nova film on the slate down the road, but there's only a limited number of dates between now and when Secret War shows up. That's unless they move Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, but more on that in just a second. He then indicates in spring of 2025, between April and May, is when they'd run out Miss Marvel Season 2, which again is not confirmed by Marvel Studios, but there are several reports that Marvel wanted her to shoot Season 2 very shortly after Season 1, so there wouldn't be that much downtime, considering she was just on the Marvels, and as Charles Murphy goes on to mention, probably going to play a huge role in the Multiverse saga. Seems like she's just going to be filming one Marvel project after another, and for the next 2 or 3 years in the foreseeable future. This is where it gets really interesting. In May 2nd, he has Shang-Chi 2. May 2nd of 2025 is where Avengers Kang Dynasty would arrive, but as he indicates, Marvel Studios has intentions of getting the second Shang-Chi installment out before Avengers Kang Dynasty. This is what he writes, quote, "This is one of the bolder moves on the calendar, but since it's hypothetical, it doesn't really matter. I know absolutely nothing about the plot of this movie, and the only thing I've ever heard was, quote, it would arrive before Avengers Kang Dynasty. Until I know something else, I'll stick with that, meaning shuffling around the slate a bit and bumping Kang Dynasty to a new spot, even though Marvel Studios has it slated for this exact date. He has Shang-Chi 2. Now keep in mind, because I've talked about it multiple times at the channel, that you would assume Destin Daniel Cretton would want to get at least the second Shang-Chi movie in, maybe not finish the whole trilogy, but before Avengers Secret Wars, and maybe even before Avengers Kang Dynasty. But if he's also directing and pre-producing Wonder Man, and they need him to do Shang-Chi 2, the only real option may be for them to shoot Shang-Chi 2 and Kang Dynasty concurrently at the same time, letting one lead right into another, so there's relatively very little downtime between when the actors have to go and come from the set, when they do the story, and then how they can get it right into post. And this is the blueprint that they laid out for Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, but it's important to note there was a year between Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, with most of the principal photography and even the reshoots done. So while he only kicks the can a little bit down the road on Avengers Kang Dynasty, we're going to loop back on that in just a second. Moon Knight Season 2 he has slated for that summer. He also has Spider-Man number 4 coming out July 2nd. That would be summer of 2025. For the record, I think that's a lot more likely. I do not see them rushing to get it done or even rush into production this year. Even if they did by the end of the year, they would need quite some time to shoot it. I do not think Spider-Man 4 is going to make it anywhere before 2025. He then has Avengers Kang Dynasty slotted into August of that year. But as I just brought up, and what I really think is going to happen, is that Avengers Kang Dynasty, if they're doing Shang-Chi 2 instead, will move into the May slot of 2026 where Secret Wars is right now. And Secret Wars will move into 2027 where they're supposed to start the beginning of Phase 7 and the next saga. He wraps up the year with Vision Quest on September 10th and October 15th, Armor Wars on November 8th towards the end of the year as a feature film, leading into what would be the Secret Wars slot next May. But by moving the Avengers films further down the track, they have a chance to work in multiple films that I think are probably warranted in doing before we actually get to Secret Wars, like the third installment of Doctor Strange, some of the other stories we really want them to tell with Blade, maybe a Midnight Suns film, etc. They only have so many dates between now and then, and so much story they can tell, and in an effort to get Secret Wars as big as they want it, I don't have any problem with them moving the slate. Look, I said this before, all the way back when the pandemic was still at its height in the middle of 2020, that we may never get a San Diego Comic-Con again. And why would Marvel? If they don't tell us what the slate is 4 years down the road, they don't have to ever move or delay anything. And we saw some evidence of that this year, when we didn't have a confirmation that Werewolf by Night was even coming out till about a month before it did. They were so gun-shy on announcing a date for that. And again, the same logic applies. If you don't tell people exactly when things are coming, you don't have to announce changes. But it is a courtesy that Marvel Studios does to us to feed our fandom by giving us slates like this. No other movie studio has ever had to have these many projects work in concert together, and no other movie studio is really doing these kind of live in-person presentations with the hype that Marvel and Disney have put in to Marvel slate announcements. So the big takeaway is, while we get these announcements from them and we want them, we want to know what's coming, just treat them as placeholders, treat them all as temporary, and expect changes, especially over the next 2 years. We want them to keep doing SDCC. We want them to give us a forward look at what's coming. They've gotten good at not putting exact dates on things. We should do the same in our fandom and just treat them as placeholders. And look, guys, we all said that Phase 4 was what it was, and we wanted them to do better. It takes time to do better. If this shuffling around, less dates per year, less projects per year means that the writing quality can go up, the CGI can go up, the final product can go up, I don't think there's a single fan here at the channel who doesn't agree with me. We're all for it. Guys, let me know your thoughts, though, down below, as always, in the comments. Quick quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 1 million subscribers, which by the time I send this to my editor and he gets it posted in the next hour tonight, we're going to be literally about 150, 200 away. So again, if you've been rocking with me for a while, YouTube actually unsubscribed a bunch of people from channels they normally watch over the last 2 months if you just haven't been interactive with the channel for a while. Either way, it enters you to win the PlayStation, which we'll be giving away, which should happen tomorrow. So hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. The new winner for our daily comic book giveaway, which is about to wrap up as we go into January, but no worries, we have some awesome giveaways around the corner, but we do have a daily winner for our comic book variant from our friends over at Street Level Hero in that Spider-Man booth. The winner is David Gee for this comment here. Congratulations, thank you so much for your support of the channel. All you have to do, DM me on Instagram at IamFires, or hit me up on my business email. It's under the About section on my channel, and I will verify your account and get it right out to you guys. And it's that simple. All you gotta do, again, be a subscriber, leave a comment on the video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, to all of you who have been subscribed, who have watched my videos, who have hung out over the last 4.5, 5 years, really supported me as a content creator and helped build this community, I cannot thank you enough. It has been the most incredible journey of my lifetime, and as I'm sort of introspective about hitting 1 million subscribers, it's literally all of you. Like, literally, that's what 1 million subscribers is, each one of you, and I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, believing in me, and rocking with me this whole time. And this community is something I do not take for granted. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. If I feel like I am going to hit 1 million subscribers and I notice it later tonight, I might pop on the live stream, but we'll see. Either way, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, please subscribe, like this video. Have a great night, and see you guys. Bye.